7,990 pounds, a one-owner, 8335 Rockwood front kitchen rear king bed master suite. Coming back to us here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Previous owners, I believe they actually owned a smaller front kitchen, and then the missus of the household had to undergo some medical treatments, and effectively they were kind of half living out of this for a period. Looks like things are better now. She's better now. They're just kind of upgrading a little bit to something a little bit newer. So what's kind of cool, this was the first year this floor plan was made. This is an immensely popular front kitchen floor plan after they added the theater seat revisions to it. And I don't know that I've ever seen one in the used RV market before. Certainly not here at Haylett RV. I'm sure there's been one. But this is a new floor plan that is finally in the used market. So pretty new camper, used RV price tag, maybe still qualify for same as new financing. And that is cool. Now, most of the time you can kind of look at a front kitchen and a rear kitchen pretty interchangeably. But there is a pretty critical difference here. And that is with the slide closed, a front kitchen remains very nicely accessible most of the time, whereas most rear kitchens, you tend to get bottlenecked and you can't get through, whereas in this case, you can get to the vast majority of the storage, not 100%, but enough that if you need to, as long as you kind of think about where you're going to pack things, if you need to stop, get to something, get to the sink, wash your hands, get to the fridge, pack stuff up, you can do a pretty fair job of that. And this model also offers anytime access to the bedroom and bathroom as well. Now, this is larger than your average front kitchen in a couple different ways. First of all, it's just a little bit longer, and as we turn around later, you'll see that they added an extra sofa into this. So not only do you have just the seating and the super slide, but you've got an extra hide-a-bed sofa in addition to the theater sofa that we're looking at there. Secondly, average travel trailer has 6-foot, 6-inch walls. This was the first generation of Rockwood Signature that was built taller. This is 6'9" tall, plus it has a 2.5-inch vaulted roof. So this has kinda like a park model feel. It's got a big camper feel in a lighter weight package. Now, don't get me wrong, 8,000 pounds, I understand that's a significant amount of weight, but it could be at least 1,000 pounds heavier if it were not built the way Rockwood puts things together. So overall, it's in solid shape. I asked around, I said, you know, are there any known issues with it before I put my video together? The only thing I was told was that the monitor panel is a little wacky. Whatever, no big deal. That's actually pretty common on a lot of used RVs. So it's just, if that's the worst that we're looking at here, guys, we're doing fine. So on the corner of Boardwalk and Park Place, we have this wall-hugging theater recliner here. So it gives you direct-facing, what I like to call no neck wrecker entertainment. You also find that all of the windows will have dual-section day and night shades, so you really have control over light and privacy in here. Speaking of lighting, they have an awesome LED lighting package. The windows all open for airflow here in the main slide itself. The original booth dinette was swapped out for a freestanding table and chairs, and Rockwood's always been really good about making a floor flush slide pretty much actually floor flush. But one of the main points of any front kitchen RV is storage, and that is something that this one has to offer in spades. Starting up front here, that big compartment under the sink, obviously good for wastebasket, but it actually does pass through to the exterior area. So that corner storage under the countertop all the way up front in that corner, it isn't lost. It's just kind of placed a little bit differently or purposed a little bit differently. Now, all of our drawers here are plywood extension, and you'll see this also be the case in the bedroom dresser, but they're all residential soft close as well. So they just have that nicer high-end feel, which also helps them stay closed when you're going down the road. Now, the front corner here is a nice chunk of pantry space, and you'll see that that kind of continues all the way up front. I didn't turn on the kitchen lights. My apologies there. But the countertop, we have Corian solid surface counters here, and you will notice we have easy reach outlets in this kitchen. Rockwood really kind of crushed this one, which is why it's been so popular. Outlets there where they're easy to reach, outlets there where they're easy to reach, but completely, basically unobstructing the front windshield here, which does have day and night shades itself. Now, the, sink is recessed to be counter flush to maximize prep space. It is stainless below with a sprayer faucet. And over here we have a larger 22-inch oven, also with a recessed stovetop to maximize that there. Now this is more of a park type model. People tend to use this more seasonally or permanently. Often at Haylett RV you will see us tend to gravitate more toward an RV gas electric fridge. However, in a case like this where people are going to be in it all the time and it tends not to be towed, this fridge also works very nicely, so you get a larger storage capacity here. Rockwood does not offer an equivalent size gas electric option, so when you do go with the electric fridge in the Rockwood signature here, you actually gain quite a bit of cold storage you could not otherwise manage. Now, entertainment here, again, directly faces the theater seat arrangement, and you can also utilize the iRV app to hook the stereo basically to your phone via Bluetooth, and anything you can do on this, you can actually control right on your phone. And this was the first stereo system in the towable RV industry that offered true multi-zone separate entertainment. You can have different things playing inside and outside with that. Below, electric space heating fireplace to knock the chill out of the air without burning up all your propane. And hey, why not just add an extra pantry space here below your main control panel. This was also the first year Rockwood updated to this system right here. Now what's neat is there's another associated app you can get with this, so that basically you can control anything off this panel right from your phone, which is just one of those handy little things, like if you're trying to set up camp or you want to open the awning outside or anything like that, you can do all those things right from your device. Now this one, obviously, as you may have noticed outside, was built with a more park-style patio door, but you do maintain a full privacy curtain, as you're seeing right here, so whether you just want to blot out the sun or keep the nosy neighbors out of it, you have that ability too. So not only is that forward-facing sofa that we're looking at right now good for just kind of conversating with friends, you know, since you're kind of just right next to one another kitty corner there, you'd be able to chit-chat, but you see it also doubles as a hide-a-bed sofa, and when that's back, you can still utilize one of the full pushback theater recliners. So if you do have like a pair of adult guests, you could sleep a set of adult guests on that hide-a-bed. If you have little kids, you could get a third one of them onto that theater seat as well to kind of maximize your total sleeping capacity in here. So couples RV with guests sleeping for a total of 4 to 5 people. Cruising on back here. They have a song for moving on up, but not cruising on back, at least none that I'm aware of. Max Air vent fan here in the bedroom with roof vent cover built in from the Rockwood factory level to really, you know, maximize your airflow, keep everything nice and recycled and comfortable, and good linen storage in here as well, so that, you know, and notice that even these cabinets, just like the kitchen cabinets, are hidden hinges. That's another neat thing on Rockwood. They really kind of go all the way every time, and you note that these are all raised panel hardwood doors. So, big corner shower right here. Remember, extra tall ceiling, plus vaulted ceiling, plus skylight, means you could be an NBA player and probably still stand in here and be pretty darn comfortable. Also, in the kitchen, you noted that we had stainless counters, or pardon me, sink, but here we have a stone cast sink, which is another material upgrade. So basically, it's rated for like up to 500 degrees, and we have a porcelain foot flush stool as well. Now, moving back to the very private rear master quarters here, the bed in this is one of the floor plans Rockwood makes that's actually a king standard bed. And what's awesome is because they kind of plan for it to be that way, we have a 70 by 80 king that also still maintains comfortable walk-around space and side stands for CPAP users. And all those details, those are little things that help add up to a big, big difference when people start purchasing something. Now, this is a full depth slide. It's a full 3-foot deep slide, just like the living room, so you have more room for big slide side windows. And that means that even with all these dresser drawers available, you still have plenty of room to walk around, and there's storage with dresser drawers below the master bed. Now, this was built 50 amp service with a single 15,000 BTU air conditioner. The one and only original owners had a second air installed here at Haylett RV to really maximize their cold storage capacity. They also added their own TV into the bedroom. Now, they kept their own screen, which is fine. I think that's acceptable, but they were kind enough to leave that swing out mount that also articulates downward, so it'll be a no neck crank even in the bedroom situation, which is nice. Pardon me. Now, instead of putting a closet on the rear wall of the RV that would make this thing extra long, because it's already big enough, they just put a big closet across from the bed. And I think it works pretty well, and there is no shortage of dresser space in here. You also have on the left side a handy little phone like charger device station, and remember that all of these drawers are also hidden hinge, or pardon me, not hidden hinge, residential soft close drawers. Man, I've done a lot of videos, and it's getting hard to keep all the words straight. Now, I don't think the folks even owned it long enough for this to show any sort of age or weathering or anything, and wow, we have some crazy sun just screaming at the front of this thing here. But overall, I don't think you could hope for something to be in much better condition. You know, not just power awning, but a shielded awning so that, you know, on big weather exposure like this will be protected very nice here in the Midwest if something has to be stored outdoors. This was the first generation where we had that beautiful front windshield, which just is, you know, Rockwood's been doing front windows forever, but then they were one of the first to adopt a true front windshield. And suddenly the rest of the industry went, oh my God, Rockwood, man, this thing looks so good. We better jump all over that. Now it's like everybody and their brother's got a front windshield. Now, your power awning and your tongue jack both have like higher grade motors, so they're going to move faster, last longer, a little stronger. And the lower, I don't know, roughly quarter-ish of that full front nose cap actually has like a spray-on bed liner sort of coating on it to keep it protected from stones that are flung if this is something that you tend to tow around. Again, a floor plan like this tends to be a little more park used. Now, you do have a nice centralized hookup center here right in the middle between the slides. And you have four-wheel independent suspension, which is different from almost all other RVs. As opposed to a leaf spring setup, all four wheels can kind of wiggle bounce on their own. And what that really helps is when you're going around a really sharp corner at higher speeds, it'll really help this thing corner like it's on rails, because those torsion suspension and axles there will tend to transfer stress from high to low, meaning it'll keep the thing going right where you want it to. Now, this is a fully aluminum skeleton travel trailer. We have laminated roof, walls, slides. The floor, again, aluminum structured with 12-inch on-center floor studs and really heavy-duty 5/8 plywood floor decking. So this has the same kind of floor construction as like a Jayco Pinnacle, I mean, or a North Point, or like a big luxury fifth wheel. It's got that heavy-duty style of construction to it for longer use and ownership. Now, let's take a look at the awning here, because they put a pretty healthy-sized awning on it. It's actually huge, but the trailer's so long, and it almost seems odd because very few trailers have no slides on the door side here. And that is an important factor, because this is very park-friendly. And I don't know about you, but here in the Midwest, people who do tend to seasonal, like park camp, they'll tend to put decks on the sides of their RVs, and this thing is just begging you to throw a deck on the side of her. I don't know the hard number offhand, but this has got to be about a 20 to 21 foot awning. This is a big old honkin' awning. It does have full-length LED lighting at the base. Of course, I forgot to turn it on because I have a bad habit of that. As well as auto rain dump feature and tilt adjust arm. So whatever you need, whenever you need it, it's going to give it to you. Kind of like X. I think we've talked about that, how X is going to give it to you. Now, the RV was being actively used right before it was traded in, and it was parked kind of in proximity to a tree. And we are, actually, if we look up here, you can just start to see some of these leaves turning colors here in the Midwest. We're going to have the color runs pretty shortly here. But, in the meantime, it does mean that, yeah, there's a little bit of dirt on the roof, because they were in it and they were parked under a tree. But, the fact is, there's nothing wrong with this, you know. You give this thing a quick hose bath and you're going to be good to go. The only thing I would say of note up here is like maybe around the skylight you can just start to see where some of the self-leveling material has kind of outlined some of the roof fixtures. So you might be due in the near future for just a couple little touch-ups, but overall everything here looks fine. So this is our main 15,000 BTU air up front, and you see that the remember the previous owners did add a second AC in the bedroom, and interestingly they chose to go with low profile. Don't know why, but hey, it works. So the fact is, you're going to get the double airflow here and good to go. Now, pardon the goofy scenario. This is actually back in the rear area of the dealership here, where things for service or things that are sold are parked, with the vast majority of this being sold inventory. So know that you're not alone when you purchase from Haylett RV. Most of this has only been here for about a week. So give us a call, like these folks did. Take care, stay safe, have fun. Happy camping, everyone. And remember, we only do everything at Haylett RV. Hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything in between.